Today we're going to unbox and review a Gaelic Themes military doublet. Stay tuned. Well, hello everybody, I'm Matt Willis Bagpiper, and on this channel I make videos to make you a stronger and more confident piper. If you like this kind of content, please think about liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that bell icon to be notified of when I post new videos. I also teach Skype lessons if you want more personalized instruction, but more on that later. Alright, right here I have a box that I just got from Mr. Jeremy Downs at Lone Star Piper, and he can be found at lonestarpiper.com. And there are some traditional uniform components in here. I'm expecting at least a doublet, maybe a cross belt, maybe some spats, maybe some more stuff. So let's not waste any time and get right on into it. So my trusty little tiny knife is actually finally done, my little blade. So I'm going to just use my pocket knife to get into this right now. Being as careful as I can that none of the things inside are in a position to be hurt by the blade. All right, let's see what we got. Okay. Oh, I got a Lone Star Piper challenge coin. That is fantastic. Thank you, Jeremy. All right, what else do we have in here? We definitely have a doublet. Yeah, I know, kind of old-fashioned, but you know what? I've been piping for nearly 25 years now, and I've never actually worn the actual full #1 dress uniform, and no one's going to give you one, at least not in Texas, so I decided I'd get my own. Oh, wow. So this is from Gaelic Themes. Just upon first glance, it looks fantastic. All right, so this is just the doublet itself, which is just fine. This is a 38S. I normally wear a 36S. I'm not a big guy for my suit jackets, but according to all the instructions, you're supposed to size this up one size, and in men's things, that's 2. So I want to see how a 38S fits. Now here's the shoulder pieces here. We'll be worrying about those in just a little bit. Now let's get this thing unbuttoned. All right, so we have a couple of clasps for the neck, and it really is buttons. I had always kind of wondered on modern construction if the buttons were functional, if maybe there was a zipper underneath, but these are definitely functional buttons going up and down the doublet. So I'm just unbuttoning them, not much to look at. Hard to do that on camera, at least with a stationary camera. 2 more buttons, and I'll go ahead and stand up and we'll try this on. Pretty nice hanger. It's plastic, but I like it's got curves for the shoulder, and the whole thing is structured with a curve, so that's nice. Probably just store it right on that. And I can see here that it is a 38 short, exactly what I ordered. All right. So, moment of truth. And yes, I have the kilt on. Let's angle this up. The sleeves are perfect right there. I don't know if you can tell, but man, that's a good length. If I'm piping, look, it's not coming down to my hands, but I'm not like showing all of my forearms. I think that is really nice. And then you can tell the bottom of the doublet is interfacing nicely with the bottom of the kilt here. I'm not exposing shirt, and yet it's not way down here. It looks like a very good length. And more importantly, it seems like it may well fit right around the middle quite nicely, because sometimes I've seen these in the middle around the waist so big that you'd have to get it to a tailor to take some material off, and I don't want to do that if I don't have to. And it's a Texas summer, I'll tell you that right now. I can already feel a little extra warmth from this. All right, so let's move this whole camera over a little bit, and here you can see I'm going to actually go over to the mirror here and put the neck on. I can't quite do that without looking. Ta-da! Look at that. I think the shoulders fit very nicely. The neck is a good size. It's not too tight. It's definitely not too big. And the diameter, of the waist and everything is really very nice. All right, let me grab my belt and see how that fits over the top of everything. I'm going to actually expand the belt out. This normally is just going over my kilt, not my kilt and a doublet. So I want to make sure there's room on here, and I'm not trying to overly squeeze myself into this thing. And kilt belt construction tends to have a adjustable belt on the inside, which is pretty nice. So you have a little bit of wiggle room, some range in your belt on how it fits. And they also go the opposite way that you might think. Someone pointed out on the bottom of these kilt belts, there's actually a bow in the design of this one. So I'm actually wrapping it around backwards from how I put on a normal men's belt. All right, let me center that over there. And voila, just like that. I'm looking a little bit more proper. Let's go ahead and stick the hat on as well. I don't have a feather bonnet as of yet. Those don't seem to be readily available in 2020, maybe some ostrich feather shortage. But here we go, and then I can grab the pipes right here and start looking a little bit more the part of a hat, a little too sideways there, of a more traditional piper. Now, I do have a piper's plaid over here, but I don't have the cross belt yet, so that'll be a future unboxing. I'm looking forward to that one. That'll be fun. And I'll have some more photos of me in this as well as just the garment itself. Now, let's see if we can figure out how to put the shoulders on. All right, take the hat off, because again, it is a Texas summer. Okay, so again, they have kind of there's a hook right there, and it looks like it interfaces just right into the jacket. I can see one here. Oh, okay, so it goes over the epaulet. So these are fully functional epaulets. That's very important for the piper's plaid, and I believe the cross belt as well goes under it, though again, I've never worn this uniform, so I'm learning about this myself. But I know there's a lot of pipers that have seen the whole kit and caboodle, never put it on, so this will be a small series about the more traditional military dress as I, well, continue to build it myself. Okay, and then it'll fold, or curve, I should say, down into these. So it looks like I'm not going to be able to do that from the back myself with it. I could go get some help, but instead I'm just going to undo my belt and undo all of these buttons again. But I could not be happier with the fit. So trust, if you order one of these from Lone Star Piper, do what they say, go a size up from your normal suit. Again, 36S in a normal cut suit fits me really, really well. This 38 is absolutely perfect. So I believe very much in their recommendation. And these shoulder pieces are quite firm. So again, it's got, you see it there, boom, and it's going to interface with that. And it's going to go in like so. But as long as the back one is done, I can do the front one. So let me try to see if maybe, just maybe, I can put this on the epaulet and the back and then do the front connection on my own. So I got the black with silver trim. I just thought that was a kind of a classic look. I have been requested to have this uniform for events in the past, and I've had to just tell people, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I don't own that uniform. So, okay, that one seems to be on in the back. Can I get this one on in the back too? And then maybe put it on. That one stayed attached to the back. This one was coming off a little bit more, but now it's on. All right. Oh, that one came off in the back. Yeah, I'm not quite flexible enough to do that. But you can see here, we have the whole actual, bit of shoulder extension there. So I might actually put a quick little stitch around on these, except for when I take it to the cleaners, which hopefully won't have to be too often. I don't like cleaning my wool too terribly often if I can help it. And it stayed connected. Woohoo! All right, and can I get the front? All right, so This time I'm going to go ahead and start with the neck and go down the other way. And if it seems weird watching a grown man dress himself, well, I guess it is a bit. But again, I've never worn a doublet of any sort before. I did something similar in my marching band days in high school, but again, while it had buttons, there was a zipper that actually held it all together. So, and the zipper came in from the bottom. So it's definitely a different feel than what I'm used to for dressing up for a gig. So when I put the belt on, there's actually metal loops, and again, I'll have photos of all of this. That looks like most likely there to help keep the belt in place. And look at me, I was about to put the belt on American style or whatever with the wrong direction around me. There it is. So it seems that this uniform is kind of meant to be, someone's meant to help you into it. I've never worn a piper's plate, even though I do have one now. And I'll be very curious to see how that works. Okay, so now the belt is not going to drift down because of those. Boom. All right, so let's go ahead and stick the hat on. All right. I think it's fitting. I just couldn't ask for a better fit. It's feeling great. I think it's going to look fantastic. I look forward to breaking this in at an event soon. So there'll be pictures afterwards, so stay tuned for those. But for the moment, I'm going to go actually show this off to the rest of my family. Well, there you go, everybody. There's a few thoughts on the Gaelic Themes military doublet, this one in black and silver. Gaelic Themes, to my knowledge, is a subsidiary of the R.G. Hardy & Co. brand of companies run by Mr. Alistair Dunn. So good job here. They make great bagpipes. They make great uniform components as well. I purchased this. I'm not a shill for the company. This was not a freebie, but I am exceedingly happy with what I got here. So I wanted to give a shout out to Gaelic Themes. I also wanted to shout out, again, Jeremy Downs at Lone Star Piper, who helped get me into this and is just always a great guy to work with. So check him out at lonestarpiper.com. Again, not sponsored by Lone Star Piper, just like pointing out people that are doing good work and helping the community. Well, thank you so much, everybody. If you got something out of this video, please think about giving it a like, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that bell icon to be notified of my new videos. If you want to go the extra mile, I also have a Patreon where as little as $1 a month goes a long way. You'll see some names scrolling, I believe, up right now of some folks that contribute once a month to the channel here. It's greatly appreciated, and I'd love to add your name to this list. If you wanted more personalized instruction, I do give Skype and online lessons. Go ahead and head over to www.mattpiper.com or email me at the address you see right there, and we'll get you going. I'm working with folks from all over the planet, and I hope to work with you soon. And if you wanted some bagpipe merchandise, I also have an online Command Your Bagpipe merch store with things like water bottles and pillows and shirts and mugs and all sorts of stuff. Check that out because, you know, you can never have too much bagpipe stuff. All right, everybody, I'm Matt Willis Bagpiper, and until next time, cheers.